Welcome. This is D.L. Hughes from velocitywriting.com, where you learn to write with speed, passion, purpose, and profitability. Today, our focus is on the difference between news, opinion, and propaganda. It's an important topic for writers, actually an important topic for everyone. These days, the news is like walking through a laser light show. Facts bounce and spin with bias when you're just trying to figure out if the world is on fire or if someone wants you to think it's on fire. According to a 2024 Pew Research Center report, only 32% of Americans say they can distinguish factual reporting from opinion in mainstream news. That's less than the percentage of people who believe in ghosts. I care about this topic. I have a long and varied writing career, and part of that was traveling to 31 countries around the world doing firsthand reporting as an NGO journalist. So how do we as readers and writers cut through the biased hype masquerading as news? How do we tell when a story informs, when it persuades, and when it flat out manipulates? Let's untangle that thread right now. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're new. Click the bell to get notifications about my newest videos. And leave a comment. I read and respond to almost all of them. This video is a response to a viewer question put in the comments. The truth used to feel solid, like a building on a strong foundation. Now it feels more like fog, shifty, hard to see through the vapor. The lines between reporting, editorializing, and promotion or propaganda have become so blurry that even professional journalists struggle to make the distinction. When every tweet posts as breaking news and every blog post wears the mask of journalism, it's no wonder that we start distrusting the whole system. What reporting is and is not. Reporting is the skeleton of journalism. It's built from facts, not feelings. But think about this. Can a story still be biased even when all the facts are technically accurate? Well, we'll answer that shortly. But now let's look at what makes reporting work. Reporting relies on verification, not vibes. True reporting answers who, what, where, when, why, and how. It doesn't speculate. It doesn't emote. It doesn't hint. And most importantly, it doesn't interpret. Good reporting comes from verifiable sources. Think police reports, court records, official transcripts, and on-the-record interviews. Journalists don't just take someone's word. They verify. That's what separates reporting from rumors that spread like wildfire in a comment thread or on a news network. For example, if a city council approves a housing ordinance, a reporter should tell what passed, how the vote split, and who spoke for and against, and when it takes effect. Not whether it was a disaster or a huge win for working families. Now, that's interpretation. The language of reporting is straightforward. It's not loaded. A good news report uses neutral language, no hype, no adjectives trying to tug your emotions by the sleeve. The difference between the mayor defended the proposal and the embattled mayor lashed out at critics might seem small, but it's not. Loaded language tells you how you should feel. Responsible reporting gives you the raw material so that you can decide for yourself what you think and how you feel. Writers often forget that simple words can still tell powerful stories, but resist the temptation to narrate emotion into your readers. Trust them. Objectivity is a method, not a personality trait. People say things like, "There's no such thing as objective journalism." Well, that's true in a very small sense. No human is neutral. But good reporting isn't about being unbiased. It's about using a process that minimizes bias. That includes showing all sides of a debate, disclosing conflicts of interest, and attributing information to sources, not letting the bias of the writer become the story. What editorializing looks like and why it's not always a bad thing. Now we hit the opinion zone. It is different than reporting. Editorials, columns, op-eds, these tell you what the writer thinks, not just what happened. Can opinion pieces still tell the truth? Well, we'll circle back to that. Opinion writing offers interpretations, not just information. Where reporting says what happened, opinion says what it means. It connects the dots. It takes a position. It persuades the reader to accept the opinion of the writer. Think about a book review. The facts are there's a new novel. It has 352 pages, has a blue cover, and it has the author's name on it. But an opinion piece tells you why the writer thinks the book matters or why it fails. Maybe it argues that the book's tone feels off or that the story structure doesn't deliver. That's interpretation. In writing, especially blogs or essays, opinion helps you to connect with readers. It's how your personality shines. Just don't pretend it's news. It's not. It's just your opinion. Opinion writing still needs evidence. Even the strongest opinions fall flat without backup. You can believe a government policy is bad, for example, but you better have data, case studies, or real-life impacts to explain why. Lazy opinions rely on outrage. Strong opinions offer insight. Writers sometimes think strong opinions means shouting with a louder voice or repeating the same talking points as others who hold the same bias. But clarity beats volume every time. When you support your perspective with credible sources, you come across as thoughtful, not theatrical. The best opinion writing respects the reader's intelligence. Good editorial or opinion writers don't just preach. They acknowledge complexity. They anticipate counter-arguments. They don't insult people who disagree. When you write like this, you build trust, not just with readers who agree, but with those who don't. And those people should be the audience you want to reach. It's the difference between a monologue and a conversation. The most persuasive opinions sound like they're inviting you in, not shutting the door. Promotion, propaganda, and the disguises they wear. Now for the murky stuff. When a piece is secretly selling you something, an idea, a brand, a political position, but pretends to be news or opinion. How can you tell when a writer has an agenda they're not revealing? Well, we'll find out. The thing that fries my bacon is the so-called fact checkers. Most are just authenticating biased hype, and I'd say that's evil. So let's look at writing that has an agenda, usually a hidden agenda. Promotional writing has a goal beyond informing. Promotional writing, well, this kind of content wants you to do something, buy a product, vote a certain way, donate to a cause, and that's all fine as long as they tell you up front. The problem comes when it's disguised as reporting or bogus, thoughtful commentary. For example, what if you write a blog post raving about a skincare routine and don't reveal it was sponsored by the brand? Well, that's not honest writing. That's subterfuge. If you're writing anything promotional, be clear, disclose. Readers don't mind being sold to. They mind being tricked. Now we descend deeper into hell. Let's look at propaganda. Propaganda manipulates through emotion, not evidence. Propaganda isn't just political, it's any content that distorts facts to manipulate emotion. Fear, anger, pride, even hope. It uses repetition, simple slogans, us versus them language. It pretends there are only two choices: agree with the message or be a villain and get canceled. The difference between propaganda and opinion is that propaganda shuts out thought. Opinion encourages it. As a writer, watch for this in your own work. Are you explaining or are you cornering the reader? Look for the invisible strings. Propaganda is everywhere. Don't become a puppet manipulated by others. Here's the trick. Ask yourself, who benefits if I believe this? Follow the money, follow the power. And watch out for cherry-picked statistics, anonymous sources that never get named. The writers need to demonize the opposition or stories that just tell one side of the issue. That's where the strings show, and someone is trying to manipulate you. If a piece makes you feel something instantly but doesn't stand up to questions, odds are you are the victim of propaganda. If you are a writer, you have an obligation to deal with readers honestly. You also have an obligation to call out biased, tainted reporting in social media, newspapers, or news networks. Write with integrity. Make a commitment to write with transparency, not hide in the fog of bias. Label your work honestly. Whether you're reporting, offering opinions, or promoting something, say so. Transparency builds trust. Deception ruins it. Learn to check your sources. Before you share a fact, ask, where did this come from? Who said it? Has it been verified by credible sources? Edit for language that nudges. Reread your writing and flag emotionally charged words. Replace shocking with unexpected. Replace disaster with problem. Keep your language deliberate. You're not a hype machine. You're a writer. Let facts do the heavy lifting. Have a great writing day.